What's going on, everybody? Today we are back with another Soul Calibur custom character tutorial. This one is for Itadori from Jujutsu Kaisen, coming at you from a request by Zarathustra. I hope I'm pronouncing that correctly. Remember, if you like this video or find it helpful in any way, please leave a like. Also, subscribe to the channel if you are not already. And without further ado, let's get into it. Alright, so with Itadori, the first thing you want to do is you're going to go over to the body and you're going to pick Malfested Male, which is going to be right down here. This one, the third one from the bottom right corner, Malfested Male. Now for his height and build, it's going to be average thin. Everything is going to be -20. For the muscles, I maxed it out. It really doesn't matter because you can't see under his clothes at this point, but I just gave him max muscle because we know how Sukuna is up under there. But for the face, it's going to be male face number 20, which is down here. And for the hair, I gave it flaming hair, no headband. Eyebrows, this is flaming hair, no headband. I do think this is DLC if I'm not mistaken. I don't remember this being in the base game. I remember getting it after DLC. I'm not sure though. It could be in the base game. It's been so long, really, since I've like gone through and seen what was DLC or not. But yeah, I don't think that this is base stuff. The eyebrows are going to be eyebrows number 13. These bad boys over here. Voice is just cold-hearted assassin. I usually keep my voices in Japanese. So yeah, it really depends on you, what you want the voice to sound like. That's what I gave him, cold-hearted assassin. Alright, moving on to the equipment. Alright, so for the torso layer, we're going to pick Boy's Blazer. Again, I'm not sure if this is DLC or not. I'm going to go ahead and say I think that it is. But again, if you're somebody who likes to make characters in Soul Calibur as much as I do, I highly recommend, if you don't have the DLC, to just go ahead and buy it. Gives you a lot more things to work with than the base game. It's unfortunate, you know, but for this installment of the series, is what we had to do. So we got the Boy's Blazer for that upper piece there. I'm gonna go down to the lower body, to the pants. And we have cropped pants right here. Next, we're going to go to his neck. And we got cloth neck wrap. Just that right there, cloth neck wrap. Next thing we have is the knee socks. This is the first pair of socks right here. And then we have leather shoes. I'm not sure whether these are in the base game or not. But yeah, we got leather shoes. Now for the equipment. One thing that I did, the first thing, equipment piece number 1 is an apple. Now what that is basically, we use that to try to give his hair those different layers of how he has, how it's black on the sides. So you got an apple, it's on the head. Move it left and right is 0. I mean, all the numbers are here. I'll just go ahead and say it. Move it left to right is 0. Move it up and down is -15. Move it forwards and backwards is -2. The width is going to be 38. The length is going to be 23. Thickness is going to be 32. Rotated vertically is going to be -3. Rotated horizontally is going to be 13. Angle is default 0. And that's that for the apple. Now, these other two options, honestly, I want to say they're optional. The reason I added them was to give his hair just a little bit more fluff to it. Some angles it looks kind of weird. Some angles it looks better. So it's really up to you whether you want to add it or not. Like for me, when you're kind of like far away like that, it makes it look more, just more fluffy. Add some more and like from this top angle, it kind of looks more interesting. But when you get up close, it looks a little weird. But we know how Soul Calibur is. So if you want to add these, for the second slot, we got Centurion's Plume. It's going to be on the head. Going to move it left, right, and left. 4. Move it up and down, -7. Forwards and backwards is going to be 2. The width is going to be -50. The length is going to be 34. The thickness is going to be 50. Rotated vertically is going to be 45. Rotated horizontally is going to be 90. The angle is going to be 30. And that's that for that second slot. Now for the third slot, the same thing, Centurion's Plume. It's going to be on the head. I'm going to move it left and right, -6. Move it up, down, -8. Move it forwards and backwards, 2. The width is going to be -50. The length is going to be -28. The thickness is going to be 50. Rotated vertically is going to be 47. Rotate horizontally is going to be -92. The angle is going to be -29. And that's that for these equipment pieces. Now, we want to go ahead and get over to the colors, because I know what you have looks kind of wonky because the colors are off. So let's go ahead and start putting color on these things. Alright, so for his skin, that's this first layer right here. It's going to be default color. No need to really change that. This right here is for the color of the undergarments, but you can't see that, so it really doesn't need to be messed with. This is for all the hair, so we're not going to mess with that. We're going to skip over that. And we're going to go to his hair color. For his hair color, I gave him 17, 61, and 1. For his eyebrow color, this is default. Alright, now for his face, the face paint, we have face paint 77, which is this little scar down here. This is the closest I can get to it being that mark across his nose. Again, everything's not exact, obviously, but this is like the closest that I could do, because we run out of options, really. Because I was going to make it with the equipment, but I wanted to make his hair more fluffy. And then they really don't have anything that looks like that mark he has. So I was like, let's just change it a little bit. So this is basically the Soul Calibur version. We all know how that goes. Alright. So now for his eyes, the first eye color slot is going to be 0, 1, and 9. And then the next eye color slot is going to be 31, 0, 4. Again, that's just to make the eyes pop more. Especially for this, you know, because it's a malfested. Makes the eyes pop more. It's all kinds of stuff you can do with the eyes, but yeah, we just 3104. All right, next we're gonna go over to his clothes. Remember, this usually changes the color of everything, all clothing items and equipment, so you don't want to mess with that. First thing we're gonna do is we're gonna go down to his torso here. The first color is going to be 0, 37, and 9. The next slide, the second slide, we're gonna use a pattern. So we pick basic pattern 1. First color is going to be 0, 37, and 9. The next color is going to be 1, 1, 9. The next color after that is going to be 1, 1, 9. Now for the size, for this, you want to max it out to the right and then go to the left 2 times. So if you're starting from the center position here, you want to max it out, go all the way to the right, and then go to the left 1, 2, and you'll get that. And then flip vertically is on. So you should have that right there. Now for the third slot, the color is going to be 0, 37, and 9. And the next slot, the color is going to be 0, 37, and 9. Now we go down to the pants, the cargo pants. Color is going to be 1, 37, and 9 for the pants. Alright. Next color is going to be the scarf. Color for the scarf is going to be 1, 2, and 9. And we have the socks here. The socks are 004. And now we go down to the shoes. The first color is going to be 2, 1, 9. And the next color is going to be 004, which is our standard black. Try to see it a little bit right there. Alright, now the first equipment piece color is going to be 004, standard black. And then for your Centurion's plume, first slot color is going to be 23, 60, and 1. Next slot color, 23, 60, 0. Next slot color, 23, 60, and 1. And then we go down here, first slot color, 23, 60, and 1. Next slot color, 23, 60, and 1 as well. And the next slot color, 23, 60, and 1. So this is what you should have right here. And we're going to move on to these stickers. We're going to move on to the stickers. All right. The first slot up here is going to be motif number 42. It's going to be on the head as a projection. Color is going to be 004 for the first slot and 004 for the second slot as well. Standard black, right? Size is going to be 3, angle 0, move it vertically -3, horizontal 0. Vertical angle is going to be -25, horizontal angle 0. And to flip it vertically, we're going to turn that on. I'm sure you guys know this, but 0 is just default. If it's on 0, the value never changed, so that's default. So I might just say default going forward. All right, the second slot, I'm gonna pick motif number 39. The first color, let's just show you where that is. Motif number 39, right here, second page. Color, first color is going to be 719. Second color is going to be 3104. Next color after that is going to be 004. And again, these are going to be on the head as a rotation this time. Rotation allows for you to get the item smaller. Size is going to be 3. Angle is going to be 8. Move on axis is going to be -14. Move along the circumference is going to be -7. And that's going to be that for that first eyeball there. Next slot, it's going to be on the head as a rotation. Motif number 39, same thing. Colors, 1519. Next color is going to be 3104. Next color after that is going to be 004, which is your standard black. Size is going to be 3. Angle is going to be -8. Move on axis is going to be -14. Move along the circumference is going to be 7. You have those two eyes. Now, motif 112. Third page down there in the corner. Color is going to be default or 004, standard black. Either one, doesn't really matter. The location is going to be on the head as a rotation. The size is going to be 5. Angle is default. Move on the axis is going to be -4. Circumference is going to be default. And that's what you're going to have for that right there. All right. Next thing we're gonna do is gonna go down to the torso. I went to the last slide, but it doesn't really matter. We're making that button that you see right there. So it's motif 107. Color, before we do that, upper body rotation. The color was going to be 287. Size is going to be 16. Angle is default. Move on the axis is going to be 26. Move along the circumference is going to be 9. Right, the next thing is going to be the scarf. We'll make these two little button thingies that you see right here. Go to the third slot. Motif 107. Color is going to be 287. Upper body rotation. The size is going to be 7. Angle is default. Move on axis is going to be 33. Move along the circumference is going to be default. And then for the next button, fourth slot, motif 107. The color is going to be 287. Upper body rotation. The size is going to be 7. Angle is default. Move on the axis is going to be 36. Move along the circumference is default. And then everything else is default. As far as I know, that should be it. Weapon that you want to give him really is up to you. I think he has this because I was doing a certain pose or something, but honestly, my recommendation for that, if you want to give him something, I would give him either as well, right? I would give him as well, or I would give him like Wong, because Wong has the this sword right here, which kind of resembles the sword he uses in the show a little bit. But yeah, you know, weapons are really personal preference in Soul Calibur. You can get it to as close as something that the character uses, or you can just completely pick something else. I hope you found this video helpful. If you have any questions or anything like that, you can holler at me in the comments. Aside from that, I hope you enjoy. Take care. Have a great rest of your day or evening, wherever you are in the world. And I will see you in the next video. One more thing I forgot to mention, which I mentioned in one of my other videos, and I'm sure most of you know this, but I just want to reiterate this. If you are in a fight, your armor pieces will break off depending on how much damage you take. If you don't want that to happen, you come into your character creator, you push options or start, and you go here and you put do not break for certain things. I think I allow for the mid part to break. So let's show you what that does. Basically, if something were to break off, bow, you lose everything you worked hard for to create. So you turn that off, so that stays on. Mid damage, I think I left this to break on. I know I don't have enough slot to make the tattoos that he has, so that kind of sucks. But it does look cool seeing how shredded he is. So I left that on. But like, you don't want your character to end up looking like this in a fight. So be sure you do your due diligence and turn these things on or off when you're making your characters. So with that, I'm out.